perspective. It's all a matter of what we see, hear, and experience. My point of view, you're an asshole.
And being an asshole is a matter of perspective.
This season on Keystone Copycats, Rashomon. Hello, and welcome to Keystone Copycats with Chris and Zach. I, of course, am your host, Zach, and he, of course, your other host.
Hello, and welcome to another season of Keystone Copycats with Zach. I'm Zach.
And I'm Christopher. I'm the other host on the show, and this is how I talk without a microphone.
I'm a man, and you're the hot one. You're
What?
You're the hot one. That's what you say about me. You're hot.
I've never said that.
Hey, you're a hot boy.
I said you're a beautiful, beautiful baby.
Welcome
That's what I said about you.
to the newest season of Keystone Copycats, starring Zach, Chris, and friends.
And friends. Except we haven't had any friends in a long fucking time.
Oh, we love them.
We love 'em.
We love to have them.
We love to have them over
Hey.
for dinner.
I got a legit question.
Okay.
What season is this?
5.
5. Okay. Not 4.
Not 4. We just finished 4.
Gotcha. All right. So I don't know what the third season was.
The third season
Couldn't recall.
was Body Swaps.
I lost.
Freaky Friday.
That's right. I lost a whole season.
You lost the whole
I was
season.
explaining it to my fiance, and I was like, I think this is the 4th season.
It's
Doesn't seem like the 4th season.
number 5.
Perfect. We're way ahead of the game. We're a whole season ahead of the game.
One whole season ahead of the game.
This is super.
Man,
So, one inevitable question.
am I Thanos?
How
yes.
you doing?
Oh,
I see you don't have your beard twisted up into a braid yet.
not yet.
As requested.
I'm working
What do you-
on it.
What do you think would happen in your life to get to that point when you have the braided beard? Like, what would have to happen to you especially?
A lot of bad choices, my dude. A lot of bad choices.
Let's tackle one. Let's just do one step in
One
this whole
step.
process. Give me one step that would lead you to grow out like a beard as long as your belly button, and then braid it.
My belly button is only about quarter inch, maybe.
Okay,
3/8.
like up or down.
Round. It's a circle.
Oh, I got one of those sideways ones.
Oh, it's like a smile.
The ones that all the kids are talking
You're a
about.
pervert.
Yeah, that's what it is.
My
You stretch it every day with your index fingers.
my son
to get it that
recently
way.
at dinner was telling us about how on a car ride with his mother and his girlfriend, he had mentioned how his mother used to tickle him near his wiener.
Oh.
And I was like, you really shouldn't say that. You're making her sound like a pervert. And my wife asked, do you mean like, like on your leg? And he was like, well, yeah. And we're like, then maybe you should say that.
Yeah.
Because you make your mom sound like a real creep.
All right, so I think that's one of the steps
Mm-hmm.
into the beard is that you tickled your son too close to his wiener.
I
And then
didn't.
he tells people that he got tickled too close to his wiener by his parent. Then you grow the
So
beard and you
you're
braid it.
saying his mom might be like in the process of growing
Growing
the
a
beard and braiding
goatee.
it?
Yeah. Or, I'm sorry,
Okay.
a beard. We don't want to be goofy.
No,
full
you cover
beard.
those cheeks.
Yeah. You wanna-
We don't want just a chin.
I haven't
She's not a billy
I haven't
goat.
seen her in a while, so we could have one. We don't know, but I know that
Yeah.
if I ever see a person tickling a child on the thigh or
Yeah.
above the penis, really, then I'm looking for that beard.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta
okay.
check their pockets for rubber bands because they might be tying it off and braiding it pretty soon.
Tying it off and braiding it
Tying
pretty
up,
soon.
braiding.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. I had that actually wasn't what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, it wasn't.
I had an important question for you.
How am I doing? Fine.
No, it's more about
It's
me
really,
now.
I'm not fine.
It's more about me now.
A real shit show.
At what point are you like, that's a muffin and that's a naked cupcake? Is it sugar? It's sugar, right?
No, it's icing.
No, okay, well, a naked cupcake, because you can still tell the difference between if a cupcake doesn't have icing on it, and that's just ridiculous.
You're a monster.
But yeah, but like you took a bite of one, you can still tell there's a difference, right?
I don't know, man. I've had a pistachio muffin before that was very.
You know what's fucked up? As I was saying it, I went, "Oh, I couldn't tell the difference." And I don't think I've ever had one. I just realized that I've no idea.
Never had a muffin?
I've never had a naked
I've got muffins
cupcake.
Upstairs.
And then like done a taste. It's like, oh, this one's good. Oh, what's this one? Oh, it's good. You know, like because they're gonna be good.
You know what, audience? You guessed it. Next week we're doing a naked cupcake muffin showdown. Come on down.
Like if you ate one real fast, like if someone just handed it to you, it's like,
only
quick,
way I know how to eat
it, and you shoved it in your mouth, you wouldn't know the difference,
Nope.
right?
Nope,
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
You'd be like, eat the rest of this muffin. You'd be like, oh, okay, like that's some stranger from the
I'd be
bus.
like, that's a sweet ass muffin.
You'd be like, hey, I'm taking off from the cops. I was just tickling this kid above his penis. Eat this muffin. You're like, all right.
Not
like,
above, near.
Well, okay. I mean, like
in the neighborhood.
it was the belly button that threw me off.
Yeah,
I was still thinking.
It usually
of the butt.
does.
Still thinking of the button. So
I don't like that. I don't like that sentence.
what? About the button or the kid?
Do you like muffins?
I like a muffin.
I've had some muffins that I really enjoyed, but I don't understand. I mean, you're right. Like, it does, like, people pretend like it's, like, this breakfast food, but it really is just a breakfast cupcake.
Well, it's the pancake thing. That's just a cake.
Yeah, but it's
a
like
flat cake.
it's like a sad donut, a muffin, you know? Because it's like, man, I wish I could be as good as a donut.
I'm
but
trying to think, and I know you're going to disagree. I'm trying to think of a muffin I've had that I've not loved. Because banana or blueberry.
I don't like
or
either of those.
chocolate.
Chocolate is fine, I
or
guess.
Plain.
I had a
or
cinnamon
walnut,
with like
or cinnamon. Or candy.
I'll tell you that pistachio muffin is like one of the most delicious things I've ever had in my life.
I feel like you're an asshole who would get like a fucking.
You can just stop it. You're an asshole. Like I'm okay with
you
that.
get like a candy cane because you love candy canes.
I love
So
peppermint.
You would get like a peppermint muffin and be like, "Oh, it's so
Ooh.
good." Wait, do you think that's a thing?
It just sounds like a cupcake.
Oh, okay. So there we go. There we
Because you made me a peppermint cake shaped like a man's butt for my birthday one year.
No, a twisting lower back boob butt. Yeah, like there's a picture somewhere.
And it was like
It was
funfetti.
fancy.
It was like funfetti with
I will say
peppermint
this:
in
it was done pretty eloquent.
If my Facebook got hacked, otherwise I would still have a photo of it. You might have one. You might be tagged in one.
There
Still,
was,
so.
I did draw a boob, like it was a dude, but then when I did the peck, like
Yeah,
the loose
no, it
peck,
was-
it was a nip, it was a boob.
So if you can get a hold of that photo, you send that to me and I'll post
I'm
it with the
telling
episode.
you, it's pretty classy. Like we set out to be a
It's
joke.
it's a butt.
Like it's
a man's
it's
butt.
mainly a back, but butt.
Yeah.
Like it's mainly butt back.
Yeah. You know what? It might be more accurate to call it a rear end.
Yeah, a rack. A rear
Not a
rack.
rack.
No, it's a rear rack.
No.
Yeah, you got like a front rack and
Stop
your
making
rear
things up.
rack.
Stop making things
Zach.
up. Fuck. God.
Welcome back to
Fucking-
Keystone Copycats with Chris and Rack.
Fucking burnout, man. I don't know.
What you
I don't know what to do
You
here.
just want to call it the end of the season right now? Is this it? We're just gonna
Yeah, I rank
pretend?
Rashomon as my number one. I had a lot of trouble with this movie.
Oh, why?
With coming up with. I had a lot of trouble coming up with tropes for
Miracle.
this movie.
A whip.
Because I feel like it's very basic and straightforward, and I'm not ready to jump in yet. But I just it made me think like it's very straightforward.
I got things to say about this
oh,
movie.
thank God!
Yeah, I literally did my best to not write down racist comments. So you're welcome, everyone.
Okay,
And that's not. I don't have any notes.
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to season 1 style, and I'm gonna throw a couple options at you at the end of the episode, and you decide like genre what you want to do, and that's the next episode. I think that's what we're gonna do because I think that's fun.
Oh, okay.
I like you being surprised.
Well, I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't know any of the movies, so I would.
No, you
I will
might.
legitimately be shocked. No, I'm saying I can't recall any of them. So what I'm saying is, if every single episode you tell me what is going to be next week, I will be surprised with the rest of them. I have no idea.
Yeah, because you don't. I didn't add you to the doc that I
can't
have.
quite pronounce the movie.
Rashomon.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
Rashomon.
I keep thinking like. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to say, but it will change.
So,
I promise I will not get the name of this movie.
I will say that This movie hits the closest to the idea that I came up with for like this whole podcast, like with Groundhog Day.
Oh, good for you.
This is one of the movies that comes the closest to it because the name of the movie has become a shorthand for the trope, like the cliche. You know, like people say, "Oh, it's a Rashomon" when they're talking about it.
Can I? Am I allowed to ask?
I wish you would.
Does anyone but pretentious nerds know what this movie is? Is it just gonna be you and some other dude somewhere?
I mean, this is a very well-known film.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Think anyone's actually watched it, or have they just talked about how they watch it?
It's on the Criterion collection.
Oh, so a bunch of dudes just talk about how. They like
film
this movie.
film fans like.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Film fans
that's
know
what
this.
That's what I said.
Film fans know this, and I think a lot of people. Okay, I'll delineate this way. I think film fans know the movie, and movie fans know the name and understand what the idea is.
Okay.
So,
Rich. Okay.
Rich, you're just a flaming dildo, so you don't fall into either of those categories.
I'm like the.
Why'd someone set you on fire?
I'm like the Miracle Whip of a man.
You got a tangy zip, I'll tell you that much.
Tangy zip. That's right.
Tell you that much. And if you want to come down to the Muffin Naked Cupcake Challenge, you can taste that tangy zip next week on Keystone Copycats.
Should
I talk like that more?
We inadvertently came up with the best description of what Miracle Whip is before we started recording.
I don't remember.
No, that's
I reset my brain.
I was commenting about how it's poop, like how it's just gross. It's like if you want to eat ice cream, but then it's actually poop. That's what it's like. And then we came up with a different one analogy, which is if you went to lick, like on an ice cream cone, you went to lick chocolate ice cream, and it was chocolate pudding. It's not bad. It's just not at all what you thought it was about to be. It
didn't ruin your day, but it's a strange.
Yeah.
It's a strange thing. Like one time, we went to a donut shop, and a big fat fatty.
Is this the 50 Cent song you were
No.
saying?
No.
Went to the donut shop.
I don't know that song.
Zach sucked a lollycock.
So I got a
that
chocolate
rhymed
milk.
better than I thought it was going to.
I got a chocolate milk, and my wife got a little orange juice.
Okay.
And we sat in the park and like had our donuts and our drinks, and I grabbed and like took a drink, and it was orange juice, and I thought it was gonna be chocolate milk. And just it was
that acidic.
I was like,
what
the fuck happened to this? Like it was
How did
traumatic.
You confuse them?
Because they're the same bottle. Like the shape is the same, and we're just sitting next to each other with the drinks between. And I just grabbed one and took a drink, and I was like, "Oh my god, what happened to this?" Like I was so upset.
It made me think of the time that our friend and I dumped out all my soy milk because we needed containers to drink beer in, and we dumped a bunch of Killians in it. And every time you take a swig from that carton, it just never seemed right.
You know,
and we knew what was in there.
Here's the thing: this is the second story about you that I know of you putting alcohol in the container of something else and having it taste wrong.
Yeah.
The other being at a funeral that we went to, where you filled up one of those coffee pouch things with mimosas.
Coffee pouch thing.
You know, from so we.
I don't remember.
In Toledo, we went to a funeral.
Yeah.
Our good friend Jeff went out and got donuts and coffee things, and someone was like, "Oh, you got the fancy coffee carrier things," and he said, "Well, you never been to a conference before?"
I remember that. I don't remember putting mimosas in.
You guys made a mimosa and then
into the coffee thing, huh?
Into the coffee pouch.
That's a fucking good idea.
And then our friend Phoebe put it under her dress like it was her baby.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's pretty good though. That's clever.
It's really fucking funny.
In honor of our friend that passed away, she would love it. She would have loved our shenanigans that we were up to.
Because also you guys ended up drinking in the parking lot next to the funeral home, which was a rehab center.
Oh, that's right. So we had to be extra secret.
Yeah. And I remember you guys talked about how it tasted like breakfast because it was orange juice and coffee and like it was just like a breakfast.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good memory.
I wonder if we have any listeners in Toledo, because we won't after this, because it's the grimmest, most like depressing place I've ever been in my life.
No, except for the lake houses on the lake. Those are neat.
What lake? There's no lake in
Erie.
Toledo. No, that's not in Toledo.
There's one of them.
No.
There's got to be a lake.
No, there's no lake in Toledo.
There's a lake up there.
No, it's like
I think it's a great one.
It's like 45 minutes south of Detroit, which has a great lake.
Well, I don't know what's up there.
Yeah, I know.
But apparently
it's grim.
Yeah. I was going to say something even more
like
grim.
Well, I'm not going to go any further because I've beat up on Toledo enough.
Nice.
You know, when you have pity for the thing that you're mocking.
That's sad. I guess, yeah. Anything
fuck.
else? Anything else happened to you before we jump into this?
Did anything else happen to me? I worked a job with your cousin.
Neat.
We had a shoot together. It was fun. I had a nice time.
That's romantic.
Yeah.
I had to go to a customer's house, and they said that I had to bring a woman because the woman was afraid of men. So my boss told me to act effeminate, so I went in with a lisp and acted homosexual, like very flamboyant.
That's insane. Like the situation is insane, and your response to it also insane.
26 minutes. I got a recording of it. I got the sale though.
Jesus.
So
I really thought you were going to say.
Zach.
I really thought you were going to say that you wore a wig.
No, not this time. I didn't have any of my props.
You didn't have your wig box with you?
Yeah.
Well, that's your first mistake. You always keep your wig box with you.
I figured like I'd put my boss's money where his mouth was. So like when I inevitably got in trouble for doing exactly what I was doing, I'd be like, well, you sent me a text.
literally told me to do this.
You told me to be effeminate.
You
so
got
I'm
it on paper.
Yeah, like I figured it worked out. But luckily, I'm a great actor, and then she bought it.
I mean, I agree.
So there's that. I don't have any like other wisdom. Like what I did was probably wrong because it's lying. But in the end, I'm still here, Zach. And you're still here.
I don't know.
And we're all still here.
I need some proof.
That we're here?
Yeah.
I got the recording. It's 26 minutes I talked like that.
That has nothing to do with
ridiculous.
me.
Well,
only thing I care about is things
now.
that involve me.
Okay. I don't...
Oof.
Let's think here for a second. No, Mexican shoes.
No,
my son asked me if I wanted to wear my regular shoes or my Mexican shoes.
Is that your cowboy boots?
Yeah. I love that he called them Mexican shoes.
That's weird.
He's also confused.
Yeah.
That's it though.
Yeah. I'm trying to
all
think
my
like
things.
My week is like I have work stories that are not very interesting, and then I have stories about my kids being cute, and that's not I'll tell you off air and you can pretend to be interested then, but like
I don't know if I would.
I understand now. Like,
I got out of a ticket because I pretended to be too dumb with all my expired plates that I had in my car. You want to talk about that?
I remember that.
No,
it
just
you
happened.
were a little slow, and they followed you back
that
to
was
your
my
house.
that was my DUI. No, it's a new one. It just happened this week. I had all the wrong tags, and I had the wrong expired tag too. And then when they asked where my real tag was, I pulled one up. I go, this might be the right one, and they just gave up on me. And they were like, you didn't get real tag. I said, what if I just put it up here? And they go, you can't just do that. You have to go find your tags. But I was in the Hellmobile with no tags. Remember that one?
Yeah.
So they let me go. And then I drove off. At the end, I learned nothing.
Yeah, you probably should have told them, like, I don't have tags for this. And, my company told me to keep driving off.
I showed them both tags, and they were both wrong. And not for that vehicle, so they just gave up on me. They're like, we can't write you a ticket because there's no identification that you were even employed here, apparently, besides that shirt.
You made that shirt.
Yeah, I just whatever company car I'm driving that day, I just write that name on my shirt in Sharpie, and then I just go on my merry little way.
We get it. You're a fancy businessman with a company car.
Didn't I say though that I was impervious? Impervious. That's me. I'm impervious to tickets.
Nice to meet you, Impervious. I'm Dad.
Get it? Hellmobile. On wheels. Impervious.
I don't like that you're calling it that.
What? Hellmobile?
Yeah.
It's a Hellcat. It's my Dracula.
Fuck. You should have that.
And welcome back, folks.
You should have that on repeat.
Copycats with Hellcat Chris and Zach the Tack.
Come out next week. Why are we a fucking monster truck announcer?
I'm ready for this fucking movie. Are you ready?
We can talk about it.
The 1950s classic, Rashomon.
Rashomon from 1950, directed by Akira Kurosawa, starring Toshiro Mifune, Machiko Kiyo.
Oh, your favorite.
Masayuki Mori. Takashi
Shimizu. And Drake.
Drake.
Yeah.
I would have said The Rock.
Oh.
Because he's in everything.
No, that's not Drake.
What do you think about Drake?
I think I know that one song.
My wife was watching Degrassi Junior High recently.
Okay.
And I was like, wheelchair Jimmy. And she said, that's offensive. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess it is. But that's just what people called him. Like
yeah.
Drake was in Degrassi Junior High. He was
I didn't watch any of that.
I didn't either. But he was an actor in Canada on this Canadian teen soap opera. And he, in the show, he gets shot and is in a wheelchair for like the rest of the series.
Is it a comedy?
No. Well, it's like a teen drama.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's terrible.
Kids are mean. We can laugh at the kids being mean.
Yeah. I meant like fans of the show called him Wheelchair Jimmy.
Oh, we can laugh at the kids.
Yeah, they're mean.
Especially if they're in a wheelchair.
Well, no, I think you've got it wrong there, buddy.
Drake.
And Josh.
Drake. Okay, got it.
You want to give us a little synopsis of this bad boy?
Yeah, this was made in 1950. This was shortly following the Great War. The Second Great War.
Sure.
About around that time.
Sure.
And I was impressed that Japan looked so good. It might have been shot in Hawaii, though. Any idea where this was shot?
No, I don't believe it was shot in Hawaii because it's a Japanese film. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, due to recent events of the Second Great War.
Yeah.
That it was impressive.
Ain't it? I guess you're right.
You know what else was pretty impressive is that I just got a new TV.
No,
and
that's not impressive.
No, it's very impressive that I've got that new TV.
He has money.
But no, what I'm saying is the picture in this fucking thing for a 1950 is the depth that it added. I'm like, wow, this is immaculate. Like I was thoroughly impressed with the quality of this movie on the TV.
Yeah,
highly. I was high.
You were high
on the picture.
Drugs in the dreams in the drug house.
Yeah, dreams in the drug house. Here we go. So anyway, this is what it's about. In medieval Japan, 4 people offer conflicting accounts of a rape murder. That's it.
Yeah.
Rape murder.
Yeah, it doesn't say that.
No, it said that on HBOMax.
It says and.
Okay.
It says and.
Wait, I don't see the difference though.
Well, because someone gets raped and somebody else gets murdered, whereas a rape murder would be a rape and murder of one person.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
But then you just kind of spoiled it.
I mean...
We were going to get into it, and then you just spoiled it.
They should have watched it already if they're here.
First off, they're not going to watch this movie.
No, they should.
Because they've already seen it, because any film major has watched this movie. The Die Hard.
So Kurosawa is like one of the classic like masters of film. Like he's he's up there with like Truffaut and Hitchcock and the guys of that era.
He's a Truffaut of Hitchcock. We're making a quality item like this.
Wow. See what you did.
So this is based off the short In a Grove. It's a short story. In the Grove about pears.
I was unaware.
About harvesting pears.
I feel like you're making this up. The shitty little grin on your face makes me feel like you're making this up.
No. Why don't you check it out?
No, it's about pears.
No,
why don't you look it up? The baby in Look Who's Talking is named Matt Damon. Fuck you. How about that?
What? Oh, wait, I said that,
yes.
didn't I? Oh, wait, when did I say that? Last episode?
Yeah.
It was, though.
No,
Ben Affleck
shut up.
Was the name of another actor in that movie, but it's not Ben Affleck.
Okay, number one, you're putting a T at the end of his name again. There is none. Number two,
wait,
you said Matt Damon.
Yeah. I did.
There is no T.
Oh.
Fleck. No.
I heard it right then. So, no, it's based off a short In the Grove.
A short or a short story?
In a Grove. And it's about...
No.
It's about...
Don't come in here pretending like you did research and then not answering the simplest of questions.
About
is it a short or is it a short story?
Harvesting pears in the bush of the grove.
I'm gonna harvest a pair of testicles.
I don't know.
It just said your legs.
It just said based on In a Grove at the beginning of the movie. I don't know what it meant. In a grove. A grove.
Why didn't you look it up?
Fruition.
Nope.
No fruit.
Nope.
Low-bearing fruit. That's what you find in a grove.
Did you say load-bearing fruit?
No, low-bearing.
We can't eat this apple. It's load-bearing.
It's got a big load. Yeah, man, fruits.
Holding up the ceiling here. This banana, structural.
This, I'm impressed by this movie. It's not prejudice. Doesn't see color.
Because it's black
and white.
You're dumb.
No, I'm good.
You're a dummy.
No, I'm not.
So obviously you've never seen any other like Kurosawa films?
Not to date.
I haven't either. But I know like the Seven Samurai.
Wait. What about Midnight Samurai? Do you do that?
I've never heard of that.
Okay, that's a real movie.
Sounds like you just made it up.
Or maybe it's called The Twilight Samurai. Honestly, I can't remember.
Hang on,
I feel like it's Twilight Samurai or The Midnight Samurai, and I did see that.
Let me look real quick.
I believe it's another black and white.
Okay, I'm looking. I'm checking right now.
You can do that. But I think that In a Grove, honestly...
No, that's from 2002.
I saw it.
But...
What is it?
I don't know.
Is it... No, I'm saying is it
it's
Twilight?
Not black and white.
Is it Twilight or Midnight?
Twilight.
Maybe
not black and white.
Maybe my TV was having issues
It's
that
from
day.
2002.
Yeah. Or maybe... You know, when you are as developed as I am, sometimes you don't see things that other people do. I think we talked about this a couple episodes ago, about how I pick up on frequencies that other people don't, like the Sixth Sense.
We never talked about this.
No, it's like the Sixth Sense. When sometimes, like, I'm so advanced that I get things that other people don't, and that includes my vision. Like, when I see things, like what you perceive as to be ghosts.
So it looks like his last movie that he directed was 1993.
Mm-hmm.
That's
probably,
a wild career. That's 43 years.
That's probably the Midnight Samurai.
Let me see. It's not.
Well, that's what it was based off of.
No.
Like in the Grove. What you looking up?
Looking at some of these, I'm seeing what people would know. I mean, obviously, Seven Samurai. Like I said, that the Magnificent Seven is based on that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an American remake, like a Western. But you know that one, right?
Yeah,
like
I'm aware that it exists.
Yeah. A lot of stuff here.
And honestly, now all I'm thinking about is Hateful Eight now. So
I fucking hate that movie.
That's really what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
So right away, I don't know where to start with this movie because I feel there is a lot to talk about. Why the fuck is the one? I don't know. There's three homeless guys. One's the priest, and then there's two other. I don't know how to differentiate the other two.
One is guys. I forget what he's credited.
The one,
as.
the witness, I guess. And then the other, I don't know how to talk about the
one. Is just the asshole. One is just a dick.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There you go. The dick homeless guy.
One is just a dick.
He just starts ripping apart his house, dude, to make that fire. Now I assumed he was going to make fire with it.
I think that's a.
But do you notice how easy those boards were breaking apart? That was like made of balsa wood.
The other guy is credited as woodcutter.
Woodcutter.
Yeah.
I could see that. Even though he's not, he's breaking it.
Priest,
sure.
woodcutter, and
who's the other dumb witness?
Commoner, maybe.
Okay,
he might be called. Commoner.
They didn't even try with that one. They were all commoners.
Well, a priest isn't a commoner.
Kind of.
Nope. He's a priest.
I think when you have enough holes in your outfit, then you're just a commoner. I don't care what your belief is. You gotta fix that shit. You're not commoner.
Yeah. You're not.
Are you saying he's below? Or are you saying he's above? You're saying he's not a commoner, so. I don't know. Okay, so he's holy, so he's higher, I guess, because like a higher
His
power.
clothes are holy because they've got holes in them.
No, exactly.
Like the arm holes and the head hole, the leg holes.
But then when your holes are so big on your clothes, it brings you down to a commoner.
Commoner.
Hang on, I'm having trouble. Let's start over.
It's like a sad communist. Eric.
Jesus. So right away in this little story when they're all going to tell this lie, basically.
Yeah.
The thing I had a problem with was the fucking axe cover. What did you see that thong he had for his axe?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what good is that really doing?
Oh, I mean, like,
why would you cover the blade? Because if the leather or cloth, like, it's not strong enough to stop like the blade from coming through, and if it is, that's a shitty axe.
No, it's good enough. Yeah, of course it is. It's
a shitty axe.
No,
because it would pierce through it. Look, it's so sharp.
He's a woodcutter.
Yeah.
So I think he knows a little better than you.
Well.
Oh,
wait, he's the woodcutter.
Yeah.
Oh, because of the axe. I thought it was the guy. Woodcutter was the guy ripping apart the planks.
No, that's the commoner.
So that's the asshole.
Yeah,
so
asshole is the
commoner
commoner.
Is asshole. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So in case we say asshole later, that's the commoner.
Yeah.
And then Woodcutter is the guy with the thong axe.
Yeah, who takes the baby in the end.
Spoiler.
It's all spoilers.
Then can we just go into this?
What
the fuck was the goddamn premise of this? Is at the end that the priest loses faith because of how awful the humans are, but then that blessing baby comes down from on high, and then he has hope in humanity because the guy takes him that he didn't think much of. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck was that ending about?
I don't know.
I don't. What that was a magic baby, right? That was a magic
like a
heaven
redeemer
baby.
kind of like.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, because at the end, it's ambiguous. You don't know what the real story was, ish.
Because they set doubt on the woodcutter because they say he stole the knife, the dagger, the valuable dagger, and then like
he's got the amulet.
And then he's like, I'll take the baby because I already have 6 kids of my own.
Because the redeeming quality, even though it's kind of just shitty how he said it.
Yeah.
And also, not believable. I'm pretty sure he's going to go eat that baby.
Well, no, that's just, there's no basis for that. Except
he was
that
hungry.
You want to eat a baby.
No, he was hungry, and he's like, well, I got 6 kids.
I get it. You want to eat a baby. Like, don't project that onto the movie we're doing.
No, it took so long.
Hi, my name's Chris,
and
I'm hungry
so
for babies.
long with the baby. Eventually, you're going to eat the baby.
You watched Look Who's Talking and said it should have been called Look Who's Dinner and someone should have ate him.
Look who's about to eat this baby.
It's me.
Look who's about to eat this talking baby.
Oh, he'll tell me how delicious he is as I'm eating him.
Oh, my God. No, I just don't think that guy was going to do anything good with that baby.
So, well, okay. I think that is actually like, you know, that revelation at the end that he stole the knife or whatever is like that worked on you. It put doubt on him, like, you know, because everyone else had like reasons to lie.
He was holding a lot of guilt because in the beginning, I wrote, this dude just doesn't fucking understand because he says it 4 times. I just don't understand.
And he's so sad.
Yeah, I'm like, he's fucked up. Like, he's feeling a lot of guilt. So then when he takes the baby at the end, I don't think it's redeeming. I think, man, this guy just sucks.
No, I think it is. I think he's taking the baby as in, like, I've done something wrong and this is how I can, like, do something better in this world or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I guess. What was up with the asshole commoner just taking the amulet?
The amulet and like the kimono and like
Why?
I don't know, man. Because he's a piece of shit.
Hey, real fast, is it like normal in Japanese
in 1950s Japan?
Yeah, in the custom just to be able to summon the dead husband? Why did that demon? Another actor, right? That's a different actress.
Yeah,
that's not her.
No, that's a medium. She's she's credited as medium.
Okay, so that thing that's happening. Is that just normal? Like, they kind of glossed over, let's talk to the dead husband.
I think the idea is that it's medieval Japan. So they believe that she can, like, speak to the dead or whatever.
Is that why the fighting was so primitive? Because it was shitty?
I think so.
Man, that
fighting was bad.
Bad news.
What's funny, though...
The second one, you could tell it was intentional. It was supposed to be, like, an embellished story.
Some of it was bad, and some of it was worse, and some of it was, like... Like, I think that it was from the different... points of view made
a lot of
wiggle
fighting, like wiggle the sword at the other one.
The part where
and it takes one on for so
Tajamaru,
long.
the thief Tajamaru is like when he's like fighting the husband, the samurai
up the hill,
and they're both so scared of like that whole like that version of the story was really like kind of affecting because it's like. Yeah, I wouldn't want to fucking die either. And this woman just, like, bullied you both into, like, trying to kill each other. And they're both just terrified of dying.
Aggressively annoying about that shrieking scream laughter. Because you're like, the emotion is all over the place in that woman.
It's wild.
And also, you know what's all over the place? Those fucking eyebrows, dude. What was going on with
smudgy eyebrows?
those smudges?
I don't know. I feel like that was a thing. Like, I don't understand that, but I think it was just a cultural
demon
thing.
version had the drawn-on clown ones.
Yeah.
They were just Michael Keaton.
The medium.
Yeah, but, yeah, those smudge eyebrows were just distracting. Like, I wish they'd go back and just edit those. Because at first I wrote down no eyebrows, huh? Then I'm like, oh, worse.
Smudges.
Something's there.
Yeah.
Oh, something's happening.
I don't know what those are for. Yeah, I don't know. It was strange.
Yeah, I could have used less smudge on that face.
Overall, I feel like none of the characters are really likable.
I don't know when she hit her face. from the dude when the second story when he just loved being cooked. Like that's what that was, right? He just loved being cooked.
Wait,
because she's like, "Don't look at me with those cold eyes," and he's grinning, and you're like, "No, he liked getting cooked."
I don't think so.
No, that's what it was.
I think
like,
you're
he
just
was
too horny
He was aroused.
watching this
But anyway,
movie.
when she covers her face, if you notice, she covers like all of her face, but her eyes, but her eyebrows are perfectly showing through. And I'm like, quit showing them off. Like they're gross. Those smudge brows, those eye smudges. That was bothersome. Oh man, classic my ass.
I like this movie. It was worth watching. I'm glad I watched it. Because
I like that she was like the bandit in the blue kimono, and I'm like, it's black and white. We don't know that it's blue. I'm like, why didn't they think that one out?
I think they didn't have color film yet.
Oh, so they didn't tell the actors that this not be released in color.
I mean, I guess
Seemed like you wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
It seemed like back in the day they would do a thing about, hey, let's not talk about the colors because they can't tell what the fuck's happening.
No, I think it's actually the opposite, where they would say like they would want to call out the color because you can't see it on the screen, so they would.
Yeah, but then what you'd have to do is say, hey, the guy in the blue kimono, and then he would have to do like a Rob Van Dam double thumbs, like you had to cut to him doing that because you're like, that's blue.
Nobody knows Rob Van Dam except you and
and Rob Van Dam.
You and Rob Van Dam.
You, me, and Rob Van Dam. Got it.
I only know Rob Van Dam because this kid that I was friends with in 8th grade was like obsessed with him, and
his name was also Rob.
It was, and now I think he owns like a model train shop or something,
okay.
which is awesome.
Well, imagine you do a thumbs up, and you love it so much that you do 2, and so you got 2 thumbs up.
No, don't explain
now
it.
Now put them over your shoulders and gesture at your own shoulders. And that's what Rob Van Dam does. So anytime that there's a guy in a blue kimono, they're like, who could it be? And he goes, yeah, it's me, blue kimono man. Like that's how you do it. Pretty
and
much
that's
spot on.
how you do it.
Next week, muffins.
No, we can't. We already advertised it.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. This movie, I wasn't like. Sometimes it knew its tone. But sometimes it was just a little confused. Like the first time you're watching the progression, the story, there's just Arabic music going on in the background.
You know what?
Mid-Eastern.
It kind of sounded like it sounded like
Jungle Book.
No, it sounded like Aladdin. It sounded like a song from Aladdin.
No. You're right. That's what I thought at first, and then I realized it was Jungle Book.
Now there's a line in there that's like straight out of an Aladdin song, which is like, did they just rip off this song?
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't like Tajamaro. Is that how you say it? Tajamaro?
Something like that.
The bandit. Man, when he was telling the story about how like he was thrown off his horse. Yeah. Well, I was like, good for him. Like he's really grabbing his character.
Yeah.
But when he said he was thrown off his horse, he goes, riding horse, and then I was very thirsty, and he's drinking like on his belly.
Dude, that
in
was
the stream.
fucking
I'm like,
wild.
What the fuck is
that he's
with
like
this
laid
dude?
out licking the water, and he's like
a chameleon.
He's like, there must have been a dead venomous snake upstream, and you're like, oh,
he drank the poison and then apparently lost his fucking
and pooped
shit.
everywhere. Literally lost his shit out of his butt.
But yeah, I was suddenly very thirsty. Like he had to jump off his horse. So I didn't know what was going to play out with him. And not enough did. They never really addressed that he's just insane naturally.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think part of it is like, part of what makes this an interesting story, an interesting movie, is that like none of the characters are likable.
No.
And you don't know who is like telling the truth.
And once again, do we really find out?
We don't ever know.
Okay.
And part of that, I think, is like the whole thing about like the woodcutter at the end. They're like, well, you're a liar too because you took the knife. And it's like, well, I don't know. His story might be completely true, and maybe he took the knife and maybe he didn't. But like,
but either way, his is true.
His is the most balanced version of the story that you hear, you know? And like,
it's just, I don't know. It's just suspicious because what would he be doing with a baby and a knife besides eating it with
having
shabobbing,
a fine dinner?
Shabobbing?
I don't know what word you're.
Am I saying that right?
I don't know what word you're trying to say.
Shabob. Oh, a shish kebab.
Shish kebab.
Shish kebab.
Kebab is what you want to say.
What did I say?
Shabab.
That's like a.
You said
that's like an Egyptian.
shabadoo.
That's like an Egyptian prayer.
It's
a
like
shabab.
It's like an Egyptian Adam Sandler.
No.
Shabadoo. I'm bringing it back. You want to say it again?
It's like a quiet Robert. A shabab. Shabab. Chabab.
Man, you're so fucking
Shabab.
funny. Oh my god. Can't even stand how fucking funny you are.
Shabadadoo.
Shabadoo. That's right.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So I understand these are retellings, but that Stockholm Syndrome came in real fast on the Bandits version of the story. All of a sudden, it was just like he grabs her and then she just embraces him.
And then
like,
she just decides, like, oh, I love this man. He's more of a man than my husband. That is very, like...
And I did kind of forget that, like, oh, fuck, no, this is his version of the story.
Yeah.
It's embellished, like, whatever. Because at first I'm like, wait, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. Which his is the first one we really hear, you know? Because the first thing we hear is, like, the woodcutter, and he's like, oh, I found the hat, and then I found a murdered samurai.
I do love how sexist each one was. They all refer to her shame. No matter which story it is, it's the shame of her fucking both those dudes.
And that is like the Japanese culture, especially like, you know, setting it in like medieval time. It's like, that's what it's about. And it is so like antiquated. Like if a movie was based around that today, you'd see it and you'd be like, what the fuck?
Holy
what the
hell.
fuck?
Yeah.
Like, why is that such a bad thing that she had sex with a guy? Like,
well, it's not in the second one with the cucker. Like, he's fucking 100% giving that smirk. Where she's like, stop it. You can't enjoy it this much. And his grin's getting bigger.
And then she says, you must kill him. Like,
And eventually he was so tickled around his genitals that his sideways belly button came penetrated by his own self.
And his mom was a pervert.
His mom was a pervert.
You can
tell by the
classic
beard.
tale. We all know the long braided beard.
So I kept saying out loud, they're reversing the image because I kept seeing that bitch's hair with her big ponytail, and then one side was really short bangs, and then another take it'd be on the other side. I'm like, they keep reversing the image, and I realized that's just her shitty ass haircut. It was short on both sides, but she kept throwing the ponytail around each shoulder, so I couldn't tell which side was correct. It was a bad haircut.
That was a bad haircut.
I like to think that that's why they kept saying that it wasn't her shame of sleeping around. It was her shame of the haircut.
Yeah.
It was a shameful cut.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof in some areas.
Yeah. I was thinking about getting a shameful cut.
You know what the back of her hair looked like? The front of a beard.
This braided?
That's been braided.
Oh, came full circle. Yeah. And that'll do it for us this... Wait, no, it won't. We have a lot left to do.
I was done.
Oh, you can't be.
All right. Do you want to get into like what the ideas could possibly?
You have a lot. I can see you have a lot of ideas for tropes, which I'm happy about because I don't have that many.
Because one I crossed out was shiny amulet.
Nothing's gonna get that.
Oh, it's not.
Nothing's gonna get
I think it could be. The first one's black and white. Do we stick with that theme?
No, I don't think so.
We don't.
I don't think that. I think this movie is black and white because it had to be for the time, but I don't think it's important to
the Twilight
story.
Shyamalan are the only ones that are going to be black and white.
Okay, Twilight Samurai is number 1, not black and white.
Okay.
Number 2, we're not doing it for this season.
Why?
Because it's not a Rashomon.
That's my top pick.
You don't get any picks.
All right, I'm just going to write in here black and white.
If you could write down,
Shyamalan.
I don't get picks.
Now I don't know how to spell Shyamalan, but I don't know how to spell Rashomon either. So we're on the same boat.
It's a canoe.
How would you like 3 stories to actual story? How do you feel about that? Like having 4, just calling it 4 stories.
Like 4 points of view.
Yeah. Do you want to do 4 points of view?
I think 3 is where we. I think 3 is really where we land.
Well,
but
there is the other guy's story. There's each character, the bandit, the wife, and then the husband. But then
samurai,
there's also
the
dude,
and then the guy who actually saw it,
which is like the real one.
Yeah, the audience perspective.
Do you want to call it 4?
Yeah, let's say that.
So okay.
4 sides.
2 sandwich. Perfect.
Okay.
I was gonna say, do we need tragedy? Do we want to call one a death? Like there has to be a death. That's pretty important.
I have tragedy written down.
Tragedy might be ambiguous. So do we want tragedy to be that vague?
I think so, because I think it doesn't have to be a death, you know?
Okay.
I think it can be something else.
We'll call that'll be an easy dinger. It's a tragedy. Well, maybe not. Maybe
dinger whacker, as you call it. So what do you think about
drinks like a lizard?
Like a storytelling.
Someone drinks like a lizard in this movie.
I say no. What do you think about storytelling to pass the time? Like the whole thing is they're telling the commoner the story at while they're waiting out the storm.
That's funny because I actually did have storm, so that works too.
So I don't know if it's the storm, but I think it's they're passing the time.
But what I'm saying is no, that actually was yes. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Yes. You like passing the time?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No, going back to drink like a lizard. I did have unhinged character.
What, would you call them like a wildcat?
Yeah, I like that. But I would leave it as unhinged.
Like
lizard.
A pappus?
No.
Like a pappus?
Do you want to bring back a pappus? Yeah, let's do pappus.
Are you saying there's a pappus?
Let's just call it pappus. Fuck it. We're in charge. We can do anything we want.
We can.
All right, you can do one. I did pappus.
You know what's funny is I had the same thing as the four sides. I had we see what really happened. We see the truth of it. We see the
fruition,
the lies, and then we see what actually happened.
Yeah.
What do you think about everybody is lying? Because there could be different perspectives.
We don't know if everyone's lying.
There can be different perspectives, and it's not necessarily lying, because it could just be how they saw it or how they remembered it.
But but once again, we're calling them lies when we don't know for sure.
But I think we'll decide.
One of this story might have been true, and we can't ever prove it, so we can't call them lies. We can't say every single one lies if we don't know that for certain.
I think we can say it.
I know.
Oh
no,
no,
I'm not on board. How about regret or remorse for human race, like the priest? Regret, remorse.
I think that's a little vague.
Let's too much.
Let's put a pin in it.
Okay.
Put a check by it just in case. We might come back to that.
All right.
What do you think about something to do with being like a mystery? Because I feel like this type of storytelling really lends itself to mystery. I don't have a trope fully worked out, but I feel like they're trying to get to the bottom of something.
Not misdirect. Yeah. I mean, you can leave it a mystery.
Just mystery.
Yeah.
There is a mystery to the plot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unsolved mysteries, like this show.
Okay, the trope is called Unsolved Mysteries.
Mr. E.
Like the show.
I got imperfect face for this eyebrow smudges. I got something's wrong with her face.
I don't think so.
Okay.
You know what? I did write
improper makeup. That's how we say it.
I don't think that's one. I think
ugly face.
I say no to that one.
Okay.
So I did I have a note that says 26 minutes into the movie, I have no idea what else could possibly happen in this movie.
I know.
I was
right?
oh, okay, well, we saw it all. What the fuck?
I swear to God.
What else is there?
I'm like, we've got to be halfway. It was 20. It was like 20-something minutes.
26
what the
minutes.
Fuck? Was it 26?
You're like, yeah, because I wrote it down. I was like, 26 minutes in. I don't know what else can happen.
I was even like, only an hour and a half. I'm like, this will fly by. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, I got another one. Ghost husband.
Ghost
husband. The demon husband. Like
the medium?
The medium. Like, you gotta break. There's got to be a dead husband, and he's got to have a fucked up face.
I think that's. You're hanging too much on people having fucked up faces.
What? I mean, his teeth were fucked up.
That doesn't matter.
All right, well, let's try something else.
No, I think. I don't know, man. I think having one of the point of views be from somebody dead, I think that's interesting.
Yeah, but how often do you think we're going to get that?
I don't know, but I think it's a really cool perspective that we don't get.
Let's do it. Ghost husband's what I said.
We'll call it ghost husband.
Call it ghost dad.
No.
Oh. Okay.
We'll call it ghost husband.
Now, I do have This is too similar to Pappas, but I do have abduction, plot, or attacker. But I feel like that seems comparable to the unhinged guy.
So
like,
I feel like,
but abduction plot is kind of.
So I feel like the big thing
because
that
the whole
makes
thing
this
is based
movie,
around the abduction.
Yeah, I feel like what makes this movie so impactful is the different perspectives, and it could have been on any situation. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be the abduction or the rape or the, the murder. It doesn't have to be that, but it just has to be something that everyone has their own perspective of and can kind of has something to gain from people believing that it went there the way they said,
By the way, real fast, I wrote down anticipation. That kind of goes with your mystery.
Yeah, I think so.
I completely jumped over it, but I realized that kind of fits. But I still think Unsolved Mysteries.
Unsolved Mysteries, like the show, is the name of the title of the trope.
Yeah. Okay.
What else you got?
Cucking. Like, at any point, if someone is getting cucked, that's it. That's it. Because
we'll call
the second story is a good cucking.
We'll call it infidelity.
Well,
we're not calling it cucking.
I don't know. Like, you could be like, you got cucked. You cuckhead.
No one calls anyone a cuckhead. Well, something wrong with you.
Well, I mean, we could.
What do you think?
What about like a cuck from another muck? Like, what if we made
what's a muck?
What's
wrong with you?
What's a cuck with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think we're giving up too fast on these words.
What do you think about a crazy story? So, like, the storyteller thinks, like, oh, this is a crazy thing that happened. Like, they think they have, like, a good story, Because I think, like, it's important that, like, as they're telling the commoner about what happened in, like, the trial they just witnessed and, like, the events, they're like, this is so impactful. This is, like, such an important thing, It's like almost like a tall tale,
Embellishment.
Kind of, yeah.
What? I mean, yeah, I guess.
Because it's it's such an interesting story that they have to tell, like, about the different perspectives and points of view.
But I think that kind of does the four sides, that kind of touches in that area. Four sides.
I think that just says. I think that's just about the perspectives. I think this is about the magnitude of the actual story that they're telling.
If you're just saying, like, they embellish their version, then that's fine. I don't know, like. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it down with an asterisk, and that's a maybe. And if we feel like we don't have enough without it, we'll include it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one I have is a couple on a journey. It's pretty important to this.
I think it is. Because
I mean,
because they're out of their element.
Do we just leave it as a journey? Doesn't seem right.
It's kind of like with Groundhog Day, the being out of their element, being away from home, like isolation. It's kind of like the isolation. So they're out on their own.
Misfortune journey? I don't know.
Does that fall into tragedy though?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think it does. Okay. Because a tragedy happens on the journey.
Yeah.
Because you don't always get both.
Okay. So a journey? Is it just a journey?
That's what I'm thinking.
A vacation?
I feel
they're on their honeymoon.
I feel like it'll be hard to have, like, just a couple on a journey all the time, but the journey is important.
Because there isn't always a couple in. I mean, looking at, like, the list of movies I have, I'm thinking, like, I don't know that there's couples in any of these.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
Just leave it at journey.
Journey.
Afoot.
We'll call that.
How about horsebound?
We'll call that trope just a small town girl.
I don't like that.
Because it's journey.
No, I don't. Like, you're comedy gold. You're a real muck. You got a real muck
Stop making up words.
What do you mean? It's mucktasm.
What's wrong with you?
A lot.
All right, good.
Okay, how many do we got?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9.
Love it.
That's a good number.
Good 9.
I don't like 8 was too few. I feel like I liked 10,
when did we
and I know
ever
you
do 8?
the very first one and the last one.
The last one was not 8.
It was 8.
Not
black.
It's not black.
I'm gonna look right now. It's 8. It's definitely 8.
No, that was 9. Because I would always list 10, and we'd be one shy. I promise it was 9.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'd always get to 10.
I don't need your promises.
And then there was 1.
You're full of shit.
That was less, and then I'd say, there's 9. Do you follow the logic?
No,
now?
there's 9.
There's
told
9.
you.
Yeah, there's 9. This is not right.
Stop talking like that. Okay, so those are our tropes. We got 4 sides, tragedy, telling the story to pass the time. We got a Pappas.
Yep.
We got unsolved mysteries like The Show, Ghost Husband.
Yes.
Infidelity.
Cucker.
Crazy Story, and Just a Small Town Girl.
Okay. Okay. All right, I like it. I'm stoked. You know what else I'm stoked about? I have no fucking idea what we're doing next week. So why don't you lay it on me, big boy?
All right, I'm gonna give you a couple of options.
Okay.
So, do you want to do? Do you want to do a medieval knights movie?
Okay, that's pretty.
That's
exciting.
number 1.
Well, hang on. We might want to space it out.
Well, I'm giving you options.
We just did a medieval.
I'm giving you options.
Zach, we just did a medieval.
Medieval knights.
Zach.
Courtroom drama. Or
I think I know what that one is.
I don't think you do.
Okay.
Or traditional mystery whodunit.
Oh, you know what? Let's go whodunit because we need to get some. We need to be enthralled.
Then we're gonna do a little picture called Knives Out.
Knives Out. Okay, no, I saw that.
We're gonna do Knives Out.
Oh, you know what? I just saw that actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm into that. People like that.
From director Ryan Johnson.
People like that movie.
I love that movie. I thought it was really great.
And I actually know who it was. I don't because I don't know who.
You don't remember?
I don't know who the actor is. No, yeah, I do. I know who it was. Yes.
Yes.
When you all doubted me.
I doubt you currently.
I doubt you.
So next week we'll do Knives Out. I've got a list of like 12 or 13 movies that we could potentially do.
Okay.
And we won't do them all. So we're gonna do this every week.
Why did we do Knives Out as the basis for this show?
What do you mean?
The show. Why didn't we do Knives Out?
For this season?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense to do that.
Why?
Because it came out in like 2015.
Yeah, we could do
or
everything.
16.
We could do everything after that.
Right. There's not that many.
I mean, we'll just wait. We'll just do the ones that are out there and wait for more.
Let's do them as they come out, and it'll just be a slow, relaxed season.
You know what?
That's
a good idea for a podcast. Is you do
one where we wait.
No, you do.
And an episode comes out whenever a movie comes out. So every couple of years you get an episode.
No, remember how we did Groundhog Day about the body swap, and then all of a sudden a new movie came out, and you're like, Chris,
that was really lucky.
And you were like,
we did that.
Chris, help! We need you. We need you saved. And then I was like, oh, let me help you save. Let me help you get saved, Zach. And then we did that movie after the fact. Remember?
No.
And it was great timing.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll do a season where half the movies don't exist, and we wait for them. And then as they come out, all of a sudden we're like, this just in. We got the movie.
This just in. We've got a movie. New episode incoming.
Yeah, like every time because that's one of those things where like maybe like the audience benefits because there's so many more episodes that way because we're like, man, we can't even keep up and we have to keep doing them all the time because maybe you only get one a year, but maybe you get 13. You don't know.
I'll tell you something.
You don't know.
This is a terrible idea, and I hate it, and I think you should be ashamed of yourself for thinking of it.
I don't.
Because it sucks.
No.
Yeah, it sucks.
No, this is like an elephant's memory. It's always going to be there.
It really likes peanuts. Like an elephant does.
What? Do you think they really like the peanuts?
No, they don't.
Do you think they would eat them?
I mean, yeah. No, I think they do like peanuts, but I don't think they're like,
If you left, like, here's the problem. Do they like roughage? Like, would they eat the outside?
Shells.
Oh, monsters.
Or they don't. I don't know. My son eats the shells because he's a monster.
I could see how ancient stories came about monsters because if I was
that was an enormous beast and it ate the shell of a peanut. I could hardly believe my eye.
That's not what I meant exactly. I'm just saying,
it is exactly what you
if I'm just going for a jog and all of a sudden there's a fucking elephant, I'm going to tell everyone and write on rocks. I mean, but you know, like, as if I'm a caveman.
I'm going to write on rocks. What is
What
that phrase? What does that mean?
If I'm out there and I'm like living in a cave, I'm going to paint a picture about that behemoth.
I feel like you just stumble through life stringing words together and with the unearned confidence of someone who thinks that it's an actual expression that people say. Because it's insane. The shit that you say is insane.
You say unearned?
That's exactly right.
How come I don't have the privilege of talking? I'm just like everybody else. I've earned this right to speak. I mean, you do understand that I was a Neanderthal in this setting? Did you not get that?
Like, the setting of co-hosting this podcast?
I meant of the cave. I meant of writing on the rock. Like,
yeah, right on the rock. I'm out there writing on a rock. Yeah, okay. That's a phrase that people say.
We better end the show.
Well, we're uncovering this ancient dig site. As you can see, someone has, as they say, right on the rock.
I'm over it. Knives out now.
Well, I hope y'all had a good time this week, because I did. Thanks for listening this week, and come out next week for the Cupcake Muffin Showdown of the Century, brother. Oh, yeah. Thanks for listening. And tell all your friends about us. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you like what we do, you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us online at KeystoneCopycats.com. It's the name of our show, plus .com. We're at Keystone Copycats on Instagram and Facebook, and at Keystone Copycat on Twitter. If you got something to say, you can email us at KeystoneCopycats@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 513-239-7682. Don't forget to check out Sinclarity, A Dinosaur's Tale every week. And until next time, I'll be Zach and he will be